What's going on YouTube? This is part two of my track story. The first video was very long, and I'm not trying to make this part two very long at all. I'm just trying to get straight to the point and tell you what happened after COVID and why I chose not to continue to do the sport anymore after high school. So yeah, and I'll also be adding into this video of a couple of photos and some videos back in my senior year of high school. So here you go.
Let's go, Nate! Let's go, Nate! Let's go, Nate! Move! Move! Let's go, Nate! You got it, you got it, you got first, you got first. Come on, Nate! Let's go, Nate! Oh, yeah! Hell yeah! Yeah. Go.
You seen that? Let's get right into the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. So it's the beginning of March. Like I said, we were getting ready for outdoor season, and we were at practice. We just finished up practice and everything, and then I believe that same week, that's when the outbreak happened. That's when the world was kind of at notice about the virus and everything, and we had to shut down. And that was the last week that I was in school for my sophomore year of high school ever, and we just switched into virtual. And yeah, so after the outbreak and we had to go virtual, they had to cancel the season. And we were told at the time that, oh, this will all pass through about 2 weeks. We'll be back in school in 2 weeks, blah blah blah, this and that. But no, we were out the whole rest of the semester. We didn't know what was going on. We were just like, yay, we're not in school. But also at the same time, it was like we didn't have our season, our outdoor season that we've been looking forward to. So it was kind of like a bummer, a bummer for that. That's just being trapped in the house because of a stupid virus, not competing, and just sitting around doing nothing after you finish up your schoolwork and all that other stuff. That was my situation. Um, I finished up the year strong. We had a great indoor season. It sucked that we didn't get to compete outdoor because of the stupid virus that affected us for 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years. The second year we were, um, actually no, more than that. I would say almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. Almost, because sorry, I had a brain fart. 2 years. 2 years. It was 2 years. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I get everything right. It affected us 2 years. Sophomore year and junior year. So junior year, um, we had the whole entire year was virtual. The whole entire year. We had practice and all that other stuff, but we had to wear masks and all this other stuff. We had to not be so close to each other and at periods of time. And thankfully, throughout my junior year, I didn't get COVID or anything like that. But yeah, at the time, I was very depressed. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to continue to do it, because I don't know. It was just, at the time, I was just really at a low point in my life, you know, and I was just figuring out what I wanted to do after high school. And it was like your junior year is a very important year because it's like you have one more year of high school after that. Then you graduate, and then you either going to college or going out into the real world and getting a job. So I was thinking about that in my junior year, early in my junior year. So not only that, I wasn't making the best of grades. Um, I was just not motivated at all to do school, and yeah, I was just all over the place. But eventually, I got my act together and decided I just was either going to do something about it or not do nothing at all, and I chose to do something about it. So I got back on track, got my grades up, and we finally went back to practice. Um, and we were having practice consistently, and we also had a shortened cross country year. So we only got to, I only ran like, I believe 2 races that whole entire season when it came to cross country. But all the rest of my teammates, they ran the whole entire year. Yeah, it took me a while to come back and just fully get my body prepared for the season. Like I had to, yeah, it was a lot going on. So, yeah, cross country was over, and we couldn't do indoor, so we skipped that and we just went straight to outdoor. So that was what we had to do at the time being. The state said this when it came to sports, when it came to like athletics, we were only allowed to do outdoor. We couldn't do indoor. So yeah, that was our circumstances at the time. So we did outdoor, had a shortened season. I did. I did surprisingly okay that year. Um, we were all very rusty, but at the same time, it was we wasn't at our fullest potential that year. We were just going through the motions, and we just didn't know what to expect because on one hand we could be at a meet, we could do well, but we didn't know if we was going to have another meet, if that makes sense, because the virus was so bad. It was like the season could be canceled just like that. We can have one great meet, and we're thinking we're going to prepare ourselves for the next meet, and you know the meet gets canceled. So that's where we were in our heads. We're thinking like, okay, we wasn't getting too excited about our achievements when it came to outdoor, is because it's like we didn't know if the season was going to be ended the next week or stuff like that. So we try not to get our hopes up. But thankfully it wasn't. We was able to do most of our meets even with our shortened season. Um I was debating about quitting before I came back, but like I said, I got myself together and came back. And yeah, a lot of people quit during that time. A lot of people quit. Close friends of mine quit track and decided to do other things. I'm not gonna name anybody, but yeah, a couple of people quit and decided to do something else. Yeah. So we had regionals. We made it to regionals, and I made regionals individually for the 200 and for the 4x4, and I did well. I did well. I did good in my heat, but didn't make it individually. Um, but yeah, we we were we were just it's just crazy thinking about it is that we only did so much of what we could do because we didn't know what the outcome was going to be. You know, I didn't know what the outcomes was going to be. The coaches didn't know. Nobody knew. So we just did what we did. We did what we could have done. Well, that was just go out there and just give it our best. And that's what we did. So it's the end of regionals. I did well in the 200. Our team did well in the 4x4. We ended up winning the not only our heat, but winning the whole thing in the 4x4. But our time didn't make it us into qualified states. So yeah, we didn't qualify states for the 4x4 because our time didn't hit it. We didn't make it because of our time. And so a couple of our athletes made it to states individually. And my good friend Neil, shout out to Neil, he made the states. I believe in the 400. I think, yeah, in the 400 in our junior year. End up doing pretty well there, and yeah, that was the end of our junior year. He was the only one that made it, and yeah. Senior year, boy oh boy, that was a movie. We were finally back in school physically. We were excited. We were still wearing masks, but by the end of the first semester, we was able to not wear our mask anymore and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just good to finally be back physically in school. And I couldn't believe I'm saying that at the time because like I was just excited to see my friends and finally just excited to just be back in school. And yeah, I was just excited. I was stacked. I was stoked. So we were getting ready for cross country. Did very, very well. And we made it to regionals. And we didn't do so well. But we ain't gonna talk about that because that meet we were running in the rain. We were running on concrete in the woods. We were running all over the place. We were running at this local park in Virginia. And yeah, it was just that meet was just a mess. That meet was just a mess. So we're not gonna talk about that. Indoor season. The practices were fun. They were full of great energy, great experiences. It was just that whole entire year was great, but we also had a lot of ups and downs with injuries, with other events and activities, and just yeah. So yeah, only one of our main guys, like I said, decided not to run track anymore and go his own way. And it was just the original three. The original three. And we still dominated. We still did our thing. And not only that, we dominated individually as well. My boy Neil was doing his thing. His twin brother Nathan was doing his thing. My boy Colin was doing his thing. Your boy was doing his thing. Like we were all just we were doing well. We were doing well. Indoor, it was very fun, very fun. It was just great. It was great. Like I wish they had a video of my regional race in the 800 because I went stupid. I went absolutely stupid in that race. I ran stupid, man. I wish they could have recorded that, man, or somebody could have recorded that because that was one of my favorite races of the whole entire year. Yeah, like I would say that's top 3 of one of my favorite races. So, speaking of that, like I said, had a great season, great indoor season. Our team was dominating, team wise, individually, we were doing great, and I was super nervous. And in Virginia, regionals is a 2-day meet, so we did we run the first day? I believe we did. We did. We did. So our 4x8 we ran. I don't think we qualified though indoor. No, we didn't. We didn't qualify. And the second day, it was just our individuals meets and our individual races. And man, I wish I could go back to that day because that day was just a special day. I was running the 800. No, the 1,000. That's what it was, the 1,000. And I made states. I made states and top 3 in Virginia. To qualify for states, you have to make it in the top 3 of your race. And there were a lot of heats, but in the heat I was in the fast heat, like the top of the top, like having the best numbers. So though that heat was very important. If I did very well in that, not only will I make it in the states, but I had to place in top 3. Now, if I was in like in the lower heats, like with the worst times, and I had a crazy race and I had the best time, and let's say I won my heat, there's a high chance I can make it into states if I have a very, very great time. But if I'm in the fast heat, I have a great time already just by me being in the fast heat. And I'm making it in the top 3, I'm going to states. So I had a great time. The 1,000 is no joke. And forgive me for saying the 800 earlier in the video. I'm going to say 1,000. I'm going to be more organized when it comes to these videos. But yeah, I'm just going off of the dome, you know. But we're going to be a lot more organized in these videos. I promise you. I promise you. But anyway, the 1,000. I can't remember my time. But what I can remember is that I dropped 10 seconds off my time. I dropped 10 seconds in that race and got 3rd place and made it into states. I qualified for states. My teammates was rooting for me. Some of my family members, from my friends, family members was rooting for me. We were like a family. We were like a big family. So my coaches, all of that, it was just a great moment. It was just a really great moment for me to experience that one milestone that I've been working my absolute tail off to get. And to achieve it, qualifying for states was just a huge blessing. It was a huge blessing. But only 2 of us made it when it came to our 4x8 team. Only 2 of us made it. That was Neil and me. States come. Neil does well. Very well. He doesn't get a ring, but he does well. I absolutely folded. I folded individually, but it was okay. It was a learning experience. It was a learning experience. I really wish I could have done better, but this wasn't my time. It wasn't my time. It wasn't in the cards for me to win that day. So yeah. Oh man, it's crazy thinking about this. Anyway, I'm sorry if I'm pausing a lot. It's just I'm just reminiscing back then. But this video is already 20 minutes long. I guess I have to make a part 3 to this. Part 3 will be the final part of the story. And I'm gonna talk about my final race at regionals, outdoor, states, then the big question of why I chose not to run anymore. That's gonna be in part 3. I promised that I wasn't gonna make this video long, and it ended up being long. And it's definitely gonna be a lot to edit. But gotta get these videos out. And it's a work in progress. So I hope you guys enjoyed part 2. Part 3 will be coming out next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though I paused and was taking a long time with this story. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this story. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're on the grind to get 10 subscribers. Yeah, but yeah, I promise I'm gonna be a lot more organized when it comes to my videos. I'm gonna plan it out more and stuff like that, because the videos that I made was just strictly raw videos, was just strictly just say what's on your heart, if that makes sense. And I'm just saying what's on my heart, and I'm also saying what I can remember best. Because like, yeah, I could write it down, but it's like me, I just like just lay it all out there the best you can. But I'm gonna be a lot more organized, like I said. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm really trying to go far with this channel, and yeah, man, you guys' support will help me accomplish just the little goals. Just you watching, you liking the video, you commenting, it just shows the algorithm that this channel is meant to be taken seriously. So yeah, that's part 2. See y'all in part 3. God bless.